Hello everyone, I am Sayali Belhe. My today's topic is data modeling for database design. So in the earlier session we have seen the basic data modeling concepts. Now we will go ahead with this particular point. Now ERD is the major activity of this phase is identifying the entities, attributes and the relationships. In this particular session we are going to see how to draw the ER diagram, what are the basic concepts we need to understand before going for ER diagram. So first of all we should focus on three types, that is entity, attribute and relationship. So entity is nothing but how to show it in a tabular form, then attribute is nothing but the column and the relationship will be shown in a line. So how to find the entities? Entity is anything like it may be object with a physical existence, a particular person, car, house or employee, or it may be an object with conceptual existence, or you can say a company, a job, a universal course. An entity is an object of entity type and set of all entities is called as entity set. So it may be tangible and intangible. Like tangible means here we can consider the examples like customer and product, and intangible order, accounting, receivable. So these are the intangible. Here we can use the singular nouns to give the name for it. So in this way you can find out the entities. Now we will take the example of the entities. Like suppose here is one table in front of you. So in this particular table we have three entities, like three column names, that is student ID, last name and first name. So entity is a student and the instances will be student ID 2144 3122. So these are what the instances of it. Like entity instance is nothing but the occurrences of that entity. So here we can see the 6 instances. Now we will understand how to find the attributes over here. So attributes are the properties which define an entity type. For example, suppose we have taken the student as entity, so the attribute will be roll number, name, date of birth, age, address, mobile number. So that will define the entity type student. Yes. So in a ER diagram, the attribute is represented by an oval format. Attributes are the data objects that are identified or described entities, that is property of an entity, and in other words we can say it is a descriptor whose values are associated with individual entities of a specific entity type. Now how to find the relationship over here? Relationships are associations between entities. Typically a relationship is indicated by a verb connecting two or more entities. Like suppose employees are assigned to a project, or university has many courses, college has many faculties. So these are what the relationship between the two entities. Relationship can be classified in terms of cardinality. So here we are going to see how to map the cardinality. What is cardinality? Cardinality is nothing but the relationship between the tables. So it may be 1 to 1, 1 to many, 1 to many, many to 1, many to many. So these are the types of the cardinality. Cardinality is a number of occurrences in one entity which are associated to the number of occurrences in another. So there are three basic cardinalities we are going to see, that is 1 to 1, 1 to many and many to many. Identifier, this is a new concept over here. Attributes that uniquely identify entity instances when it becomes the primary key in the relational database system. Composite identifiers are identifiers that consist of two or more attributes. Here identifiers are represented by underlying the name of the attributes. Here employee ID is the attribute of this particular employee entity. Then student ID is the attribute of student entity. So here we are underlying the attributes over here. So employee ID is underlined over here, and again you can find the student ID is also underlined. So these are what the identifier. It may be the primary key. Whenever you are building any of the database, any table if you are considering, there must be primary key. This is the rule. If you are using any of the data type database, primary key is the basic need. So your table must have the primary key. Then the next concept is a crow's-foot notation. So if you can define your ER diagram in this crow's-foot notation also. This is also known as an IE notation. which is known as I notation. So here entity will be represented by a rectangle with its name on the top and its name in a singular entity rather than a plural entities. So entity, and in the below column you can write the attribute name. So here we can see the cross quotation over here. So student is the entity and the attributes we are written over here like student ID, first name, last name, date of birth and the major. So here you can find the difference, that is student ID is having the asterisk sign over here. That means student ID is the primary key over here and rest of the attributes are not any, there is no any constant applied on that. So these are the cross quotation. In this way also you can identify or you can display your table. Thank you.